So, did you know you can actually get to the DLC fairly quickly? Yeah, of course you did, right? Because I think the number of you who have cleared Mohg has gone up to like 40%, and since it's like 5 million sales versus 25 million sales, that means everyone who adds the DLC actually has beat Mohg, right? But for any of you who want to get the DLC, all you have to do to actually access it is two things. One, you have to beat Radahn, right, over here in his giant arena, and two, you have to, weirdly, right underneath him, although I haven't been there, beat Mohg in his little area, which is right here, coincidentally. And this can be done nice and quickly from the start of the game. All you have to do for Radahn is make your way to Selena, use the 3 flames to unlock the passage up here to Church of the Plague, where you can now Radahn skip to his boss arena by jumping off this ledge right here, facing this little pillar. Right, so all you have to do is run at ledge, jump at the very last moment, wait for the camera to change, and then jump again, and you'll fall all the way down to the arena, where you'll hit the statue and be able to respawn right at the entry of the boss arena. Ta-da! And now you're free to fight Radahn. And the nice thing about Radahn, right, is there are a ton of summons that you can just add to the fight and make it kind of ridiculously easy, if you really want, right? Because all of them, no matter how many times Radahn actually defeats them, you can just resummon to the fight. So, if you work on all your timings, for instance, the first arrow gets blocked by this little area, you can then spam click on all the summon signs, summon them all in, and let them do the dirty work. Just roll through all the arrows, run to the next slot, give it another summon, and then I like to loop around behind it, right? And that buys time for all the summons to grab aggro. You can sort of just evade the arrows. I think you can just run past them, you don't even have to jump. But eventually you get to a point where the slopes protect you from all of his arrow shots until everyone else grabs aggro, which is kind of nice. So right about... Nope, never mind, he's already picked up. So I think there's one more summon for us to find. But other than that, again, you can just continuously summon them as many times as you want. All you have to do is walk around to all the different grave sites, right? You'll see all the glowingness and just resummon them. But we might as well just end this. I think Meteor's better. I don't know if it reaches, but we'll see. Yeah. Easy peasy. So what we can do now is head to the round table, which I have not unlocked. I don't know if Melania actually shows up here. Let's see. It does not. Right, so now we can proceed to the Table of Lost Grace, talk to Littlefinger, and start Very's questline. So if we just go in here, all we have to do is talk to the little maiden. So now we can make our way to the lake area, right? You can either come back to the gate front and run up to the area, or if you already have Grace / explored, and make our way over here to the church to now start Very's questline. So up first, we need to invade 3 people. Now, if you don't want to wait for online matches, right, and you don't have to win any of the fights, you can just die or leave, we can actually head up to the Atlas Plateau and go to an NPC that they included to try and get this done nice and quickly. So, if we make ourselves to this corner of the Wraithblood Ruins, what you'll find is an NPC sign, right? So, if we go ahead and stick the finger severer onto our hopper, but we can go ahead and invade this NPC, spam the quit out, and hopefully make it in time. Nope. It's fine. You can also just die to him. I suppose you can run away and use it. It is slightly quicker, but if you just die to him, it doesn't matter. Your runes will show up right here, and you can just do this 3 times, and then you can proceed with Very's questline. See? Just pick up your runes, re-enter, maybe run away, and try to use this. Nice. Oh, there we go. We got the quit out this time. That makes 2, and this will be 3. He's going to get me, I think. Oh no, all good. Right, so now on to the next part of the quest, where we need to go and get some Maiden Blood. Now, there are 3 places we can actually get the Maiden Blood. The first is probably the easiest-ish, right? We can head up here to the 4 Belfries and head back to the Chapel of Anticipation. I think is it this little thing? Might be, nope, that's a boat, never mind. Right, and go back to the maiden that was dead, where we spawned. Or you can head up here to the Church of Inhibition, right, where you will find another maiden. That is Vike's maiden, where you can get her blood. Or you can head past the little bridge of sacrifice to Irina and offer yourself. You can't do her questline and use her blood. So either of those three options work. We shall do it the nice way by heading up here to the 4 belfries. So you have 3 different teleport locations: the Crumbling Farum, the Church Chapel of Anticipation, right, the starting zone, and then somewhere in Sophia River, I want to say, or it might be Nocturne, the Eternal City. So all you have to do is come up here, and you can grab your 1 freebie key. The other one is located in Salina. I don't know where the 3rd key is. I cannot remember for the life of me. But then you want to head over to this belfry and unlock this portal to get back to the starting area. Just chuck it in the little imps. And away we go. Now, if you didn't defeat the grafted Scion, a little boss fog will spawn you, and you'll have to find him again. But if you did, you can just run straight on through, right back to the chapel where it all started. Now, once we go inside, we can see our proposed maiden, right? Very well. And dye the cloth with her blood. Now we're right to go back to Veri again. Now that we've returned to him, we can go ahead and hand it in. And I never get what he's doing yet, right? I always think he's like trying to clip a finger, but he's just searing it, I suppose. Although, cosmetically, wouldn't it be cool if he just, cut off one of our fingers, because it's, and then was it a festering or eternal bloody finger? And then you just had one less finger for the whole game, similar to the Frenzied Flame or, going to Draconic. That would have been cool. Anyway, we all have our fingers, that's fine. He gives us the invasion item if you care about it. And then he also gives us the Pure Blood Knight's Medallion. And I wish his dialogue would change a little, right, with the DLC out now. Because he says, it's not time to use it yet. Wouldn't it be cool if they just updated and said, it's now time? But anyway, you can now use this to skip straight to Mohg's little area. And now you have 2 options. You can try and fight Mohg, and you will die, right? He will rock your world. It's not that he's necessarily a difficult boss with a difficult moveset. He's just tanky, right? He's got 24k HP. It's 18k, but we'll call it 24 because he has his whole second phase where he does heal up an immense amount. So what you might be more interested in doing is running the opposite way from the Grace, through the little woodland area here, and right up to the approach section, where you have probably the 2 best rune farms in the game. So if you just continue your way through, right, past these little trees, try to keep that rock in mind, you will get to this little section where you can run up the little ledge and grab a Grace. From here you've got, again, the 2 best farms in the game, right? Late game you have this little approach where you're killing all of the Albanax. Otherwise you have the little bow spots where you can hit the mutated bird and have him run off a ledge. So grab the Grace, rest up, and then do one of the 2, right? So if you want to hit the bird, all you have to do is hit him, right? Or you can work it out. Cool. Perfect. He runs off the ledge, he falls down, and then you get some free runes. And you can basically reset and do it again. I am on NG7, I should probably mention that, right? So the amount I'm getting is different to the amount you're getting. If you're quick enough, you can sort of just shoot through this little hole and hit him every time. Otherwise, the other option is if you have beaten the base game, you can grab the Sacred Relic Sword, and you can just commit mass genocide over and over again by coming up to this little rock ledge and spamming the weapon arm. You then run back to the Grace, collect all your runes, and rinse and repeat. Nice and simple, right? But let's go destroy Mohg. So, like I was saying, you can farm, get as strong as you want, figure out what build you want. I would highly suggest beating the base game. Well, not all of the base game, but doing a fair chunk of it, right? Till you're at the late game, unlock all the talisman slots. Then you're free to run through this little area, dodge all the exploding flesh bags, and face Mohg. you'll probably want to grab the Grace. There is a stake up there, but, you know, if you want to go do other stuff, grab the Grace so you can teleport back. Right, the big elevator. There is a somber ancient dragon smithing stone in the chest over there too, right? If you wanna max a special weapon, that could definitely help out in the fight, right? You might wanna go get yourself the death poker, which we might as well chuck on at the end of this video because that's kind of easy to grab too, since we have the Church of Plagues. But then you can run in, do all your buffing, whatever you need to do. Oh well, this doesn't actually work with what we're going to do, but you know, why not? Gives a nice ability just to fire our laser. So, how's your day?
I can see it.
Yeah.
As clear as day. The coming of our dynasty.
But if you want a weapon suggestion, we'll go pick up another nice little useful thing. I will definitely grab the Grace, and there's Miquella's hand sticking out of his cocoon, and your entry to the DLC. You do have to, I'm guessing you just have to rest, but you might have to quit out. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. A little DLC friend. And of course, you can just touch the hand now to go to the Shadow Realm. But, right, while we're at it, we will go back to the Church of Plague. And from here, we're going to run out this side. Basically, we want to make our way over that direction. Now, you do also need this to be night, but we want to get to the little ledge area there. So, you'll find a giant here, but all you have to do is take him out, and then make your way up here to the little infested skull area. And here is your target, right? The Deathrite Bird. So, you can either use a bow, range. I mean, you can pick a fight with him normally, if you really want. I highly don't suggest it. In fact, you know what, we'll come down here. It's probably a better spot. But as long as you're up here, he can't touch you no matter what he does, so don't worry. And from him, you will get your reward, which is the fabulous... Wait for it. Hurry up. Death Poker, which is a wonderful split weapon that you can use with intellect, strength, and, well, dex, I guess, but I think it's mainly strength and intellect scaling. So it's a nice little greatsword. Right, normal greatsword moveset, but the weapon art is where its power shines. So, you're right, you might have seen it all over the place. It's often used in speedruns. So, it actually has two forms, right? You can do the weapon art into a light attack, some ground fire, or you can do the weapon art into a heavy attack for an explosion. Both of which build frostbite and scale immensely with intellect, right? So if you want a nice little split build going into the DLC or just the game in general, because magic often does really help, right, with some of the difficulty, then I would suggest this weapon, right? Its upgraded form pretty much melts bosses. But anyway, that's how you get to the DLC.